have about our MBA programs. As you saw, I put a prompt out there to you to find out why you're interested in pursuing an MBA education, and really have a dialogue. So any question is appropriate. I have colleagues on that can answer questions about the enrollment process, about financial aid. You can get information about waivers for the application fee today. So a lot of great information for all of you. As I start today, first thing I wanted to say is I hope that everyone on the line today is safe and well, that you're weathering the current pandemic and all the things that come with that. I know it's a stressful time for us as we have to stay inside much more than we're used to. But hopefully, through all the efforts of so many people around the world, we're making progress on finding treatments and cures for COVID-19, and that we'll be able to go forward and think about how we'll live our lives in the coming months. Part of what we're doing at Golden Gate is we're teaching all of our courses right now in a web conference format, utilizing Zoom. But in every one of the courses that we have in Golden Gate, there's some conversation about the pandemic and what responses are. I was teaching last night, and one of the courses I teach is at Gilead Sciences, which is right in the middle of developing treatments for COVID-19. They're very intimately involved. And in fact, many of the students that I have in my class are part of teams that are working on that very issue. So we talked about a lot of things, of what the FDA process to approve drugs, how that works with private corporations, just any number of different things, because as potential managers and leaders going forward, we're going to have to think about things like that. We're going to have to think about how we adjust our leadership styles, how we adjust our management practices. And that's what really an MBA education is going to do for you. It's going to inform you about things like that. What does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be a manager? How do I particularly manage the operations function in a business, or the marketing function, finance, etc.? This is the type of information you get that will help you in your careers, but often it's type things that you can use immediately back in the workplace. So with that, let me share my screen, and I'm going to put up a presentation. Let's see. So I want to share. And I'm just going to walk through this. If you have questions, again, I encourage you to use the chat function today to put those questions up there. We'll take the questions at the end and try to answer them, or get you an answer if we can't answer it right today. So again, welcome to our webinar for the MBA and EMBA programs. Our discussion today is going to talk about why Golden Gate University. What are some of our traditional MBA program features? What's the executive MBA program features and how it differs from the traditional MBA program? Letting you know that you're in the driver's seat. The choice is yours, whether you want to pursue an MBA or EMBA, and then certainly to take your questions. So what differentiates GGU? Well, one is we have a 119-year history of serving adult learners. That really is sort of the fiber and DNA of this institution, that we have always focused on adult learners. Our education that we provide has applicability of material to the real world. The things you learn in class today are things that you can apply absolutely the next day in your workplace. Our faculty is experienced, they're industry-leading faculty. So we have a full-time faculty as well as a very robust adjunct faculty that are experts in their field. They bring you not only what the academic information is that you need to know, the theory, but they also bring you to applicability. How do you apply this in the real world? What's the latest things that are happening in any number of topics? So I got last night, what are the latest things happening in COVID-19 treatment? And where is that going? And how are they going through the approval process? And everyone in the class got to hear those type things. So you get that sort of, that type of information. Golden Gate University, we have relationships with industry firms throughout the greater Bay Area. We are located in the hub of two major business hubs in the United States, that being Silicon Valley, as well as San Francisco. There's a great opportunity to pull upon the knowledge and relationships that are in those two business hubs. Golden Gate has an alumni of over 68,000 individuals. So we invite alumni to come in and guest speak in our classes. We have networking events where you get to meet alumni. Of course, we have a presence on LinkedIn where you can connect with alumni directly, and we have a great alumni association. So those are opportunities, again, that help you in your career and in your networking ability. There's a choice of study options. We offer in-person courses, fully online courses, blended courses, combination of both, and or web conference, which is, that wasn't up there about 6 months ago, but that is really becoming a way that courses are offered now, of web conferencing through Zoom or some other platform. Our enrollment options are, it's a rolling admission so that you can apply for admission in the spring, the summer, and or the fall. Each of our terms are 3 15-week academic terms. So that's our school year. Again, what differentiates Golden Gate University is, for the past 4 years, 2016 to 2019, we have been rated #1 national ranking for adult learners in the United States. And that's been by Washington Monthly that does an annual ranking. We're proud of that ranking and the fact that we really do focus in on the adult learner and understand all the things that are important to you. Work-life balance. How does this work with my career? See what I got to do at my work. I'm busy when I get home with children and family issues. And so how do I get this schoolwork done? And so we've really tailored a program that works for you, the adult learner. So just going here to think about, how's an MBA going to help you with your career? Well, a few things that come to mind are, one, higher salary potential. Most of our graduates, we just had a survey done in December of 2019 where Golden Gate was ranked one of the top 5 schools in the Bay Area for, after you get your MBA, what's your usual median starting income? And it was over $90,000. So higher salary potential. Secondly, depending upon what you want to do with your degree, you can become your own boss. And increasingly, people are pursuing an entrepreneurial track versus going to work for a business. And so you have that ability to understand what's it take to run your own business. There's certainly more and better career opportunities. You may find that as you complete your degree, you've got opportunities that weren't afforded you before, because now you have a credential behind your name. Now you have added knowledge and information that you might be able to translate into a better position at your current employer or at another employee. You have access to professional networks, improve credibility and brand. When you're able to go and have on a business card or on your LinkedIn profile or elsewhere, I've got an MBA degree. And maybe I've got a concentration in a particular area, so I have some expertise. That improves your credibility and brand. You're certainly going to boost and broaden your skill set and knowledge, and really personal development. So if I looked at some of the comments here, this is for your own personal development, something that you want to accomplish. It may be something that you want to it's within your family. It just is something that you wanted to do. Maybe you're trying to say something to someone else in your family of, I can do this, you can do this, but there's personal development opportunities. So let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of an MBA versus an EMBA. And I'm going to really talk about the MBA first, then I'll touch upon the executive MBA second. For the MBA, you have two options, really three, of you can do the MBA fully online, 100%. You could do the MBA in person, or maybe 20 to 30% is in person, 70% is online. So you have those three really mixtures. And you could certainly do the MBA totally in person, where you're coming to the San Francisco campus to complete your studies. Meeting times for online are anytime. So that really, again, speaks to that flexibility and work-life balance of, you know what, I'm a night person. And I like to really start my studies after 11 p.m. at night. After everyone else has gone to bed, I really work well on that. I can go to 11 to 2 and then go get some sleep and get back up. Or maybe, geez, I'm a morning person, early morning person, and the best time for me to really pursue my studies is 4 a.m. in the morning. That's when I'm going to get up and start to do it before everybody else is up and the day gets started. So you really sort of in the driver's seat as in the online. That's versus the MBA in person, where again, you're going to come to classes in San Francisco, and we have two meeting times. One is from 4 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. And then the second class is 6:50 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Now, how does that work on a combined basis? So conceivably, if you want to get your MBA done in about a little bit over 2 years, you're going to take 3 courses a semester. But geez, I don't want to come up to San Francisco a couple of times a week to get those 3 courses in. So you could come up one day and do those 2 sessions of 4 to 6:40 and 6:50 to 9:30, and do your third class online, where you can do that from the comfort of your home or elsewhere. The MBA in person is offered during the weekdays on Monday to Thursday. So those are the days that you would take those courses in those time slots. Term length is the same, it's 15 weeks. Tuition is $46,000 and $59,000, and that's determined. That range is there because sometimes you're able to not have to take some of the foundation courses for the MBA, and that could reduce the amount of your tuition. Books for the entire MBA program run about $4,000. I would tell you that one of the things that Golden Gate University is looking at is how to reduce that cost, how to use alternative book sources so that you don't have to spend that. The textbooks are extremely expensive. But we utilize Harvard course packs in our courses and other things to try to lessen that cost. I talked about the tuition, the range, and then I did down here foundations. For some of the foundations of accounting, economics, math, you are able to transfer in credits for those courses that may be able to not have to take those. 14 concentrations, courses, 15 to 18 courses to complete your studies. And completion, again, what you see there, 2.1 years, is based upon taking 3 courses a semester. So that's about, you get done in 25 months. That's what the 1.1 means. Let's say you only want to take 2 courses a semester. You would probably get done in 3 years, maybe a little bit over 3 years. And then some individuals only want to take 1 course a semester. Now, you're in for a long slog, but you can do that. And you get done in about 5 years. So again, what I'm showing you there is you're really in the driver's seat to say how you want to pursue your education, what fits best for your lifestyle. Now, very quickly on the executive MBA, The executive MBA, I'm going to talk about it more in depth, so this is really just sort of an overview, but it's 50% online, 50% in person. The in-person portion takes place at San Francisco. Class meeting times are every other Saturday, so you do not meet during the week. You're meeting on the weekend on Saturday between 8:30 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. During that time frame, you're going to be taking 3 courses. The term length is 8 and 15 weeks. And so the 8 is there because for the executive MBA in the first semester, you're going to take 4 courses versus 3 courses. And a couple of those courses are going to be 7.5, 8-week courses. Again, there's some foundational courses that are important for the program. Tuition is $75,000. The book cost is included in the program. There are no transfer credits. There is no concentrations with the executive MBA. It is an MBA core degree. You'll be taking 13 courses for the executive MBA, and the completion is 16 months. One of the features of the executive MBA program is you know the day you start and you know the day you're going to be finished. The other thing that's different between MBA and executive MBA is you're going through the executive MBA program in a cohort format. So everyone is going through together and you form some really close bonds with your classmates, and you're often working in teams and groups where you have some familiarity and you've been put together to draw upon each other's skills. So that's sort of a high-level overview. Now let me go into a little bit more detail about the programs. The MBA program features flexibility, 15 to 18 courses. You choose your concentration. You take courses at your own pace. I've talked about online, in-person, or a combination thereof. You can transfer in credits for foundation courses. You see the class schedule that I've already gone over there. 15-week terms. The fall term is August to late August to the early, by the second week of December. Spring is second week of January to, we're just getting ready to finish up in the next week here for the spring term in April. And then summer term is the second week in May until very early August. The average age of program participants, 35 years of age. Females are about 46%, male 52%, domestic 86%, and international 14%. Our class sizes are between 12 and 20. Attending part-time about 63%, enrollment about 380, average time to graduate 25 months. Online only about 34%, in-person only 27%, and taking both formats 38%. So those are just some high-level stats about the program. The curriculum, as you see outlined here, is Foundations of Accounting, Economics, and Data Analysis for Managers. The data analysis for managers encompasses statistics, calculus, regression analysis. That is a key course because you're going to be utilizing that later on during the program. So you need that founding. Accounting is the language of business. Understanding the basic accounting equation of assets minus liabilities equals net worth. They'll be drilled into your head, but there's a lot of things you need to know about accounting as you do other business courses. And then certainly understanding economics from both a micro and macro level will be utilized throughout the program. Our skill core courses, there's 4 of them. Management and leadership. What's the difference between the two? How do you be a great manager? What's it necessary to be a leader? Personal leadership, understanding yourself, who you are, how do you react to different situations? What's your emotional intelligence level? How do you process information? We'll take you through a neural mind scroll and some other things in that particular course. Communications and presentations. obviously something that's needed both in the MBA program, but also in your work setting. I'm sure from time to time you have to do presentations, and then you're always having to communicate, both in writing and verbally. One of the expectations as you come into the MBA program is that you have excellent writing skills, that you're able to put together cogent thoughts, that it makes sense, that you understand how to cite references, to do different things like that. So writing is a very key skill in communications. And then teams and organizations. Work gets done today in teams. And so, you know, I'm thinking today that as we're presenting this webinar, I'm the one speaking, but I have a team that works with me that's also online. They'll add in things that I forget. They help with the enrollment process. They help with the advising process. So it takes a team of us to do this. And that's really the way work gets done nowadays. The days of really sort of individual contributors is they're still there, but they're less and less. Our contextual core talks about the context of business. That course focuses on really ethics in business and corporate social responsibility and how business is viewed in the world today. And so the days of saying that, you know, the business this pursues, we're in business to make money, is rapidly being replaced by we're in business with maybe a triple bottom line of what are we doing for the environment, what are we doing for society, what are we doing in terms of our profitability. I'm teaching that course right now and had a great discussions last night about a company called Insys that was one of the major manufacturers and distributors of opioids. And it was interesting of how that company lost its way, that their CEO was personally fined, the company is now out of business, but how a company could have a total ethical lapse from top to bottom, including their board of directors. So we get into, we talk about things like that in that particular course. Strategic analysis and design really speaks to how do you formulate strategies, how do you design them, how do you analyze if your strategy is working, what are the changes you need to make. Obviously, strategy is a key part of what any business does, whether it be an entrepreneur, or whether it be a large organization. Then for every business, there's functional areas that you'll see in just about any business: marketing, finance, operations, information technology. How do you take all the information you have and turn it into useful data? So those are things that every business student really needs to know and understand. And in our capstone course on business planning and execution really brings together all of the other things that you've done throughout your program. And that course relies heavily on case studies with at least 3 presentations on a team basis from students in the course. You see the concentrations that are outlined there. There's a robust choice to choose from our general concentration through things such as business analytics, entrepreneurship, project management, public relations, public administration. So those concentrations are available to you. 12 units from 12 areas equals out to 4 courses in those 12 areas. The special topic seminars are at the end of each semester. We have special seminars that are available to students on any number of topics. We had a Shark Tank, an entrepreneurship seminar in the fall semester. We had how understanding poker and how understanding poker, how it relates to business, and perhaps in negotiations or bluffing or strategies and different things along those lines. So it's often some very interesting topics. Your learning outcomes are that you're going to be able to work effectively in teams. You demonstrate a general management holistic perspective. So as you see that MBA curriculum there, it's intended to give you a view of how managers view organizations. So it gives you that holistic perspective. You're going to be able to demonstrate managerial and leadership skills, teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving, communications and presentations, and self-awareness. We want you to have the ability to master and apply general management analytic processes and tools for decision making, integrate strategic business objectives, and understand the impact of functional areas on business and interdepartmental issues, and then demonstrate integrated business level planning. So those are some of the learning objectives that we have for an MBA. I've talked a lot to the MBA, so let's talk about the executive MBA and how do the two differ. So you saw a little bit of the scheduling, what's different, but the executive MBA program features are, it's really geared towards students with managerial experience. So that's one of the key things, is generally we're the students that apply for our executive MBA program probably have already about 5 years plus of managerial experience, not just beginning managerial, but there may be more mid-level managers that are looking to move to the next level in management, looking to take on a larger role of responsibility within an organization. You proceed together as a cohort. The class schedule is a 16-month program and 4 15-week terms. There's 3 to 4 courses per term. It's really very much of a collaborative and team learning program. You'll have some workshops on specific topics during the course of the program. Blended courses, so in person every other Saturday, and then online class sessions between those Saturdays. So those 13 days in between is when you're going to really be doing a lot of your reading, working together with your teams to get class assignments done, completing individuals assignment also. So that online is equally an important part of the program as the classes on Saturday. Here's what the program curriculum looks like. Term 1, so accounting essentials for executives and economics and marketplace transformation. 7.5-week courses that are included in that first semester, because we want you to get the basis of accounting and economics. And then you'll have teamwork and management and personal leadership. Those will be full 15-week courses. Your second term, you're going to have data analysis for managers. Again, that's that math course. You're really going to focus in on some of the things you'll need for later on in the program. Business analytics for competitive advantage, finance for executive decision making. And as you look at this information here, one of the things you're going to be seeing is let me say here, finance for executive decision making, accounting essentials for executives, marketing for executives. So we're really focusing in on that the education here, it's geared towards that executive viewpoint, managing perhaps a whole enterprise or managing a larger business unit. So again, a little bit more seasoned individual with management experience than someone maybe just beginning their management career. But you can see the terms here. The box in red at the bottom right is our capstone course, where we're going to, it focuses on formulating and implementing business strategy. Geez, I've got a strategy now. It looks beautiful. I've really done a lot of work on it, but how do you execute it? How do you bring it alive in your organization and make sure that it's effective? So that's our curriculum over 16 months and the 4 15-week terms. If you think about it in another manner to express that, term 1 is really focused on business fundamentals and management skills. Terms 2 and 3 really focus in on functional knowledge, examines key functional knowledge and their interactions that contribute to business success. And term 4 really is contextual knowledge in the capstone course. So it addresses big picture issues to solidify your knowledge and the concept of ethical and responsible leadership, and then integrates concepts from the entire program in the development and execution of business strategies. I've said it before, but I'll just repeat again, designed for mid to upper level managers. Management professionals, you're looking for an accelerated and concentrated program to gain business management and leadership knowledge and skills. And management professionals who want to connect with influential local business leaders and other high potential management professionals in an academic setting. So you're going to be, one, exposed to some outstanding professors. You're also going to be exposed to your classmates who are very successful in their own right. And so you're going to get an understanding of what goes on in other types of business entities. You may pick up ideas from that networking within your group, from the teams that you form there, and then certainly you have opportunity to connect with the alumni of Golden Gate University. The program builds on 4 pillars: management and leadership skills to advance your management career, essential analytical knowledge to make sound business decisions, business contact knowledge to function ethically, legally, and competitively, and then functional knowledge and their convergence to formulate and implement business strategies successfully. Now, our demographics, you'll see, first off, the average age is a little bit older. Previously 35, the average age here is more trending towards 37, with an age range of between 31 and 44 years of age. That's just on average. Certainly it could be younger, possibly, or it could be older. Females are 47%, males 53% of our demographics. Class size, a little bit smaller class size of between 10 and 15. It's a full-time program, 100%. Professionals, generally professional background of 13 years and managerial background of 7 years. And 98% of the participants in the program graduate in the 16-month time frame. You need a bachelor's degree, 5 or more years of management experience. We evaluate applicants based upon their GPA, their professional background, their quantitative proficiency, their writing skills, their interpersonal skills. There's an employer recommendation letter. Applicants are required to write a statement of purpose. And then for this program, as opposed to the MBA program, everyone has about a 1-hour interview with me, where I ask you a number of questions and understand your motivations and why you're interested in pursuing the degree. And then the decision is made thereof, evaluating all of the information above, as well as the results of the interview. For all of our programs, financing is certainly available. There are GGU scholarships available, $8.7 million awarded. So you need to talk to the financial aid department to get more information about how you finance your degree. Employer reimbursement, don't fall asleep on that. There's about $80 billion, not million, but $1 billion available for employer reimbursement throughout the United States, most of which goes unused. So if you're with an employer and they have that program, take advantage of it, because depending upon the length of time it takes you to graduate with a program, the benefit is about $5,500 per year. So do the math. 2.1 years means you're into a 3rd year. So you might have a benefit of between $16,000 and $17,000 to apply against the direct costs of your education. There's certainly federal and state benefits. There's loans available. So all those things are there. And our financial aid department can walk you through what some of your options are there. I just mentioned this to say that Golden Gate is a military-friendly school. We're a yellow ribbon university. Your military benefits could allow you to attend Golden Gate sometimes with zero out-of-pocket cost. So again, we have a department within Golden Gate that can advise you about what military benefits are available to you and how you might utilize them as you pursue your education. And I'm going to stop there. I've talked here nonstop for probably about 30 minutes and entertain your questions and try to answer them. And again, I have colleagues on. If I can't answer the question, I will ask one of my colleagues to answer. And so let's open it up for Q&A. I'm going to stop sharing the presentation. And let's see what we have here. Let's see. So how does Golden Gate University provide financial aid to international students? Does someone online want to take that one? Kendra, shoot.
So we're working on getting updated information for international student scholarships on our financial aid website. So once we have that information and confirmation, we'll post it on the website. And then you could let me know if you have any further questions in the meantime.
All right. How are MBA program classes differ than undergraduate classes when it comes to rigor, online class format, interact with classmates and professors? Also, how will this change if we are still sheltered in place at the start of the program? So one, the MBA program classes, there's a great deal more rigor. Often undergraduate classes are 7.5 weeks in length versus an MBA classes double that. Probably you'd see there's a lot more reading required. And then the expectation for the level of work increases. Undergraduate writing may differ from graduate writing in the expectation of how you're not only talking about the information you've learned, but how you're applying it. So asking for a higher level of thinking. Your interaction with classmates and professors, I would say, is relatively the same. You have opportunity to interact with classmates at both undergrad and graduate level. Professors all have published business hours or meeting hours where you can meet with the professor. So you have that opportunity. You certainly have the opportunity after class to meet with professors. And so right now, how has this changed? Well, it's different. It certainly is. You don't have the same face-to-face, but through the use of technology, through Zoom technology, as well as certainly on the phone, professors are available right now to talk to students on a one-on-one basis, to answer questions. So that opportunity is there. We'll wait and see. For the next semester, our summer semester, it is still going to be, we're still going to be sheltered in place as far as how we're presenting our courses for the summer. So it will be on a web conference basis versus in person. And then we'll wait to see how the United States opens back up and what that may mean for education. So I can't give you the answer there. But the one thing I do want you to know is Golden Gate University has been offering online education for a number of years. We didn't just start doing it once the pandemic and the need to close our classrooms started this past few months. We've been doing it for several years. We have a great deal of expertise in it. We have both from a technology standpoint as well as from our professors' knowledge. So Hopefully it will be a good education experience. I've solicited from other professors feedback, and we're thinking about things with this, with our education, that the feedback has been excellent. It's been good. So that not only if I was teaching you guys today, I might be bringing in video resources to have that be a part of the class. I've got, 16 individuals here. I would break you into four breakout groups in the meeting rooms where you break apart during the class to do, maybe focus on a particular problem prompt that I've given you. Then you're going to go and present that to the class. You'll come back together. So we do things that are interactive to make it a great learning experience, and try to mirror as much as possible what you might have been doing in person. Let's see. That's Kendra. I think you've answered that. Let's see. I notice there are many concentrations when some other MBA programs do not have as many. How different is the course focus per concentration? How many of your students pick a concentration versus not? We do have a number of concentrations. It gives you a lot of opportunities for choices. By and large, the course content in the concentrations is unique to that concentration. There may be some overlap. Occasionally, maybe it's something around leadership or a management that might bleed across several concentrations, but usually there's some very unique course material covered in the concentration. And I would say, by and large, the majority of the students do pick a concentration. So there is the general concentration that's available, but most students have some interest in a particular field of study, and they do pick out a concentration for their program. Other questions? And let me, Kendra, I saw that you were answering Chantal, but if a question has not been answered, please let me know. Can you have two concentration areas? It's possible, but you would probably lengthen your education to be able to accomplish that. So just know that going in, that it's not something that you can't do, but if you do choose to do it, say your expense and also the time spent in achieving your degree.
Hi, Robert. Chantal had another question. Is there any discussion surrounding having hybrid over Zoom/online type of interaction for the online program?
So I'm not sure what she means by hybrid.
Chantal, so even with our asynchronous online courses, there is a online discussion component for most of the classes where you kind of post on the discussion board, kind of like with Reddit, I would say. And with the Zoom, the synchronous web conference sections, you would kind of zoom in remotely to an in-person class, kind of like what we're doing today, where you like join the class through Zoom. So there is definitely interaction for both types of section in addition to the in-person section. Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
please.
both modes would feature, you'd be doing discussion forums, you'd be doing whether it's in person, online, or hybrid web conference, should be, a lot of the features are similar in all three of those formats. The one thing about the web conference is, as opposed to online, is that it's at a particular time. so that the course is going to be offered then, and that has obviously implications for individuals that are in different time zones. And so maybe just the online course might make more sense. Other questions? Kendra, anything you want to add that I've missed?
I don't think there's anything else, but we were interested to find out how many people on the call are looking to still apply for summer admission or fall admission. There is still time if you're interested in summer. That term starts on May 10th. But if you are interested in summer, you do want to get your application in. So there's plenty of time to notify you of your admission. And then if you are looking for fall, I would say also you want to make sure you do get your admission process started sooner than later, because you want to make sure that we're able to get your transcripts and process all of that in time for admission. Okay, good. It looks like a number of you are responding already. And so Gianna, that's great to hear about summer, and everybody else that wants fall. So I would say, Gianna, your enrollment counselor will be able to help you if you have any questions about the application process. That's your first go-to, but please do notify us if you get stuck at any point. We do know that most universities in the United States are able to send us transcripts digitally. We are also checking our mail, so we can receive them even with shelter in place. So admissions is still processing like normal. Was there anybody else that was hoping to get in for summer, or is everybody else looking for fall?
Sorry, can I ask a question live instead of typing it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that there are options to waive the test, and I received the testing waiver form from the person I've been working with. And the other question I had is, a lot of universities are waiving that completely. Are you guys, because people cannot be taking those tests right now, are you guys going to get to that point, or do you no matter what need to fill out the testing waiver form?
So a couple of things, and then I can let Robert add on to it. But in the test waiver form, there is an opportunity to submit a statement of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's a delay there. I'm going to type my response, Gianna, because I'm having an issue. Let's see.
So Gianna, the one we have not considered right at this point. No, it's happening everywhere. I would advise to fill out the waiver form. There are specific criteria how you may be able to waive the GMAT requirement. We have the GMAT requirement there because it really is a predictor of success in the program, success for MBA students in general. But it can be waived. We haven't taken the step as university to say that we're going to completely just do away with that. So I don't think that we will. We might temporarily suspend, but again, we haven't made that decision as of yet.
Thank you.
Other questions? Well, I want to thank all of you for joining today. I hope to see your names come across my desk for all of you that are interested in summer and in fall. We would love to have you join the Golden Gate family and pursue your higher education goals here at Golden Gate University. And again, as we end the day, please stay safe. Hope you're all well, and look forward to speaking to you again. Take care.